Hello, good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Well, we have discussed vowels and diphthongs. Now we shall talk about the consonant sounds. So as you can see here, we have the organs of speech. This picture depicts the organs of speech, and here you have the English consonants, the 24 consonants that we have in IPA. Well, let me explain to you the organs of speech very quickly. Here, as you can see, I hope everybody can see, this is nasal cavity over there. Then this is nose, this is teeth ridge, which is also called as alveolar ridge. And then you have teeth here, this conical portion, which is protruding, is teeth. And here you have lips, okay, pair of lips, upper and lower lip. Then you have blade of the tongue, okay. Blade is the upper surface of the tongue, this is tip of the tongue, and this is back of the tongue, okay. And this is central part of the tongue. I think you can very well see it. And then this is larynx, with the protruding portion here, larynx, which is also called as voice box. Then yes, you have hard palate over there, okay. Say first you have teeth, and just above the teeth you have teeth ridge, or say the alveolar ridge, and behind alveolar ridge you have the hard palate, okay, hard palate. And after the hard palate, that is behind the hard palate, you have the soft palate, okay. And then you have this is tongue, front, back, and roof of the tongue, okay. This is shown here. Then you have this pharyngeal cavity, and this is epiglottis. Epiglottis, you can see here, this epiglottis, and this is food pipe, which is going downward, which is called as esophagus. And here you have vocal cords, okay, vocal, just in this line, parallel line, you may say. And then you have windpipe here, and trachea. So these are the organs of speech. And here you have the consonants, and these I will be explaining while we discuss them. And as you see here, say these are the place of articulation, and here you have the manner of articulation. And then I have written with black and red pen, using black and red pen. Black ones are the voiceless sounds, and red ones are the voice sounds. Okay? So is this okay?
Yes, sir. So I came across a question in previous year's question papers, and the
Please a bit louder. I'm sorry. Yes, come again.
I came across a question in previous year's question papers,
Okay.
and the question was,
Mhm.
what makes consonants different from vowels? So could you please tell us a few major points of difference between the vowels and the consonants?
Okay, definitely. Consonants are different from vowels because when we articulate vowels, the vocal tract remain normal. Like when you articulate vowel sounds, like we study E, A, and all, 12 vowel sounds. So the area is confined to this oral cavity. Speak this one. Right? Whereas, as far as consonants are concerned, there is a constriction in pronouncing these sounds, consonant sounds. So when we produce consonant sounds, the vocal tract becomes narrower at some location than it usually is. Narrowing of vocal tract, this is vocal tract, this entire portion up till here you may say is vocal tract. So this, when we produce consonant sounds, there is narrowing in the vocal tract. And this narrowing is called as constriction. What is it called as?
Constriction.
Okay. So narrowing depends upon the consonant that you are producing. So does depend the place of articulation. Okay. Say, like here as you see 24 sounds. So all sounds are produced differently. In some sounds you have more constriction, and in some other sounds you have lesser constriction. So it depends upon the consonant. So it varies from consonant to consonant. This also depends upon the vibration of the vocal cord. Okay? Vibration of the vocal cord. You can feel the vibration here, the vocal cord. And also release of air. So sometimes release of air is through the mouth, and sometimes it is through the nose. Okay? The air can be released through the mouth or through the nose. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So precisely the difference between consonant and vowel sounds can be explained, say, in the following. Here I write vowel. Okay. Vowel. And here you have consonants. You may take it down. So these are vowels, and here you have consonants. So vowels are voiced. You know, I told you while we were discussing vowels that all vowel sounds are voiced, whereas consonant sounds may or may not be voiced. So here you may write voiced, the first point, can be voiced. And here I am just writing may or may not be. May. Okay. Yes. Vowels, remember, are always voiced. All vowels, all the pure, or say, all the 12 vowels are voice sounds, whereas consonants may or may not be. May not be voiced. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
And all vowels are oral, whereas consonants may or may not be oral. Oral. Consonants may or may not be. May or may not be. I think you can understand if I write just may or may not be.
Yes, sir.
This means may or may not be oral. May or may not be oral. Why? Because we have certain sounds which are produced through nose, so they are nasal sounds. As far as vowels are concerned, they are all oral. They are produced through this cavity, oral cavity. So they may or may not be oral. And as far as vowels are concerned, they are all unobstructed. Unobstructed. And as far as consonants are concerned, they may or may not be obstructed. When I say obstructed, what does it mean? I use the word constriction. Means there is no constriction in the articulation of vowel sounds. But as far as consonants are concerned, there is constriction. There is narrowing of the vocal tract. Narrowing of vocal tract doesn't happen in vowels. Is this fine?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I rub it off?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember, like, you know, when we were discussing vowel sounds, we were talking about three-term description.
Yes, sir.
When I'm saying vowels, I mean monophthongs as well as diphthongs. So when we discuss vowels and diphthongs, we talked about three-term description. Do you remember the three-term description?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what was it?
Front or back, close or open.
Okay, front or back? Front or back? Very good. We discussed whether it's a front vowel or a back vowel. Very nice. Good. Number two,
Closed or open.
closed or open. Okay. Whether the position of the jaws is closed or open. Yeah. For instance, when you say E, it is closed, and when you say A, it's open. Closed or open. And the last one,
Rounded or unrounded.
well, and rounded and unrounded pertains to lips. Rounded or unrounded. This is what we discussed. Rounded or unrounded is whether the lips are rounded or unrounded. Like when we pronounce E, then our lips are spread. They are not rounded. But when we say oo, okay, or O, then our lips are rounded. Okay. So these were the three-term description that we had in vowels and diphthongs. Even here, like while we discuss consonant sounds, we have three-term description. As you see here, place of articulation, number one. I'm not writing it, okay? You understand. Number one is, I would have written here, now you understand. Number one, place of articulation. Number two, manner of articulation. Okay? And number three, voiced or voiceless. Number three is
Voiced or voiceless.
Yeah, whether the sound is voiced or voiceless. This is the third term of description. So this is how you are going to write in exam. Well, as far as vowel sounds are concerned, as I told you, they are confined to this oral cavity. And like what parts of what organs of speech do you use in articulating these? Say blade of the tongue, say tip, means entire tongue, you may say. When we pronounce vowel sounds, we make use of tongue. We make use of vowels. Lips. We make use of alveolar ridge and palate. Okay? And palate. But as far as production of consonant sound is concerned, then you make use of the entire organs of speech, you may say. When I say entire organ of speech, I'm talking about lips, I'm talking about teeth, I'm talking about the blade of the tongue, I'm talking about larynx, I'm talking about trachea, vocal cords. They also, vocal cords vibrate. In fact, they vibrate in every sound in vowels because all vowel sounds are voiced. You make use of hard palate, soft palate. All the organs are used while producing the consonant sounds. Yes. Now, if I ask you what is constriction, tell me what is it?
Narrowing or obstruction.
Narrowing of the vocal tract.
Vocal.
Okay. Now, if there is a small question, say 1 or 2 mark question, like what is constriction, then what are we going to write? That constriction refers to the narrowing of the vocal tract. Okay? Yeah. So, any question that you would like to ask up till now here?
Yes, sir.
So, here, like in consonants, when we produce, you have passive articulators as well as
Active articulation.
active articulators. Do you know what are they? Passive articulators and active articulators? Well, active articulators are actively involved in the production of speech sounds. Now this is something self-explanatory. When I say active articulators mean that they are actively involved in the production of speech sounds. For example, the lower and upper lip, because you round your lips. Listen to me. Be very, listen to me very intently because you are going to write. This is the way I am telling you. So when I say there is always a question. Most of the time there is a question. What's the difference between passive and active articulators? That's why I'm talking about this. Otherwise, I would directly jump over to this explanation of the sounds. Yeah. So active articulators are the articulators which are actively involved in the production of speech sounds. For example, the lower and the upper lip, say tongue, uvula, okay, and glottis, you may say. Why glottis I'm saying? Because vocal cords vibrate. And what's the role of vocal cords? When they vibrate, you have a voice sound, and when they do not vibrate, you have a voiceless sound. As far as the consonants are concerned, you have say passive as well as active articulation, role of both active as well as passive. So passive, you can very well understand, like teeth. Teeth is a passive articulator. Now you tell me yourself. This nasal cavity is a passive articulator. Come on, speak from your side. I don't know why are you so silent. Palate. Yes, palate. This is also a passive articulator. What do you mean? What do we mean by passiveness? It doesn't move. It is involved in the articulation of sound, but it does not move. Active articulators move, but they do not move. Passive articulators do not move, like trachea, velar, pharynx, and all. Is that okay?
Yes.
And nasal cavity I was talking about. So this is also a passive articulatory area through which you pronounce sounds mo, no, and Okay, these sounds are produced through the nasal cavity. Okay. Okay. Now let us try to understand this consonant chart. I hope you understand. You understood the difference between vowels and consonants?
Yes, sir.
You understood passive and active articulators also?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? Now, you know, it is not only conventional but also useful to understand these English consonants, or say consonants of any language for that matter, with the help of the chart. So vertical columns here, okay, like vertical columns you have this way, vertical columns, they represent places of articulation, and the horizontal, okay, horizontal represent manner of articulation. Okay, now let us understand place of articulation. First you have the first column here, you have bilabial. Okay, bilabial, I'm writing bilabial. See, you can very well understand bi means two and labial means lips. So here in the articulation of bilabial sounds, your both lips are involved. That is why it is called as bilabial. Bilabial. Is that okay? So in a bilabial consonant, both lower and the upper lip, okay, come close and touch each other. For example, in sounds like pa, ba, ma, and wa. Okay, pa, ba, ma, and wa. These are the bilabial sounds, and in the production of bilabial sounds, your upper and the lower lip come close together and touch each other. Right? This you understand the first term, bilabial. Now I move on to the next term, that is labiodental. Labiodental. Now labio again means lips. Okay, so lips plus teeth. So you can write here, okay, in simple language if you like, lips plus teeth. Lips plus teeth give you labiodental. So in a labiodental consonant, the lower lip come close and touches the upper teeth. Okay, look at me. See, when you produce sounds like, this is how consonant sounds are produced. But since I'm not audible to everybody here, so I would like to say fa, 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 fa. See, I am touching my upper teeth. Va. So, what is labiodental? In a labiodental consonant, the lower lip comes close and touches the upper teeth. For example, see, labiodental fa and va. Okay, these are labiodental consonants. It's a pair. As I told you, the first one is voiceless and the second one is voiced. Here also, the first one is voiceless and the second one is voiced. There are 24 consonant sounds, and out of 24, 8 are in pairs. You have 8 sounds in pairs, and 8 are single consonant sounds. 8 are single consonant sounds. And in pairs, the first one is voiceless and the second one is voiced. Is that fine?
Yes, yes.
And here, as far as single sounds are concerned, ha is the only sound which is voiceless. And apart from, except ha, all of the sounds, ma, na, wa, ra, la, ya, they are all voice sounds. Okay, so we were talking about bilabial, we discussed bilabial, we talked about labiodental, then dental. Dental, what does dental mean? Tell me. Dental is tongue plus teeth. Dental means teeth, but here the articulators are teeth. Teeth are written dental. Teeth plus tongue. These are the articulators. So here in dental you have teeth and tongue. The tip of the tongue touches the upper teeth. The tip of the tongue touches the upper teeth. See here. Say if you say thought, think, or say this or then, if your Tongue is not touching the upper edge of upper teeth. That means you are not pronouncing the word correctly. Remember this. So it ought to touch. The tip of the tongue ought to touch the upper teeth. Then only you pronounce the word letter correctly or the sound correctly. Think, thought. Okay. This you understood?
Yes, sir.
We are moving one by one. From left to right we are moving.